morning, everybody. It's so nice to be back from vacation learning with you together again. I'm so excited for a couple of the changes that are happening this week, and I know that your families got an email yesterday from me explaining how we're going to move forward as we go on through the end of the year. All right, so I hope you have all your learning tools. I'm hoping that you have your dry erase surface and you have some dry erase markers and you have an eraser, because today we have a new riddle. I have a secret message to share with you. We're going to do a little word building, and I'm going to read the first 2 chapters on midnight on the moon. So exciting. All right, so let's get ready. First, I'm going to have you, I'm going to share the news with you. I'm going to tell you what the topic's going to be. So when you finish with your video, you can go and share it with your family. All right, so sharing the news. Ooh, if you could teach someone about any part of space, what would you teach them? If you could teach anyone about one part of space, what would you teach them? If I could teach anybody one thing about space that I love, it is about the constellations, which are all the pictures that you can find in the stars. Later on this week, or later on in the next couple of weeks, I'll be sharing a book called Our Stars with you. And that will be my way of teaching you something that's really important to me in space. All right, so let's get ready for our ride along. I have a new riddle for you today. I am going to get my black marker out here and my writing surface. And my riddle today is, how do you catch a squirrel? Listen again. How do you catch a squirrel? Excellent. Say it with me. Here we go. How do you catch a squirrel? All right, get your Skywriters ready. Let's slide it. How do you catch a squirrel? Oh, and that's right. It's a question, so we need a dot, question mark. All right, I'm going to plan my lines. You plan your lines. And remember, if you ever need any extra time, just press the pause button. Or your families, if they want to work on it with you, you guys can press the pause button and do this together. And then check back with me when you're done. All right, so here I go. How do you catch a squirrel? Excellent. I checked my lines. Can I read them to you, buddy? All right. How do you catch a squirrel? What do you say? Thank you. Good job, buddy. All right. I'm going to fill in my sounds. You fill in yours. And we'll talk after. Okay, if this is all I can do today, is that all right? I have a beginning sound on every line. I have a memory bank word. I have a memory bank word. All right, if I can add some more sounds or some word patterns. All right, I'll show you mine. And while you're working on yours, I'm going to erase. And when you finish, I want you to make sure you have the word pattern ow. I want you to make sure you have the memory bank word you. And I want you to make sure you have a question mark. Okay? So I want you to check for those three things when you're finished. Make sure you have the word ow. Make sure, the word pattern ow, the memory bank word you, the question mark, and then I'm going to challenge you. I'm going to add a new word to your memory bank. Today I want you to check for do. Do sounds like it should have a word pattern in it, doesn't it? Ooh, like moon. Well, do does not. This is a rule breaker. That's why it goes into our memory. Check and make sure you have the word do spelled right in your message. All right, everybody. I'm going to do some erasing. And when you're finished, can you erase your boards too? And then we're going to do a little word building. So I want you to make your board look like mine. I'm going to do it the long way, and I'm going to start with the word pattern ow at the top, and then I'm going to do 4 more word patterns that have ow underneath it. So I'm going to have 5 ow patterns. Make your board have 5 ow patterns going down in a row. Make your board look like mine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we're going to do some building. I'm going to give you some sounds, but then I'm also going to write some words and have you build them out loud. All right? All right, first word I want you to make is the word now. Now. If you're not sure what letter says go ahead and grab your tool. What tool will you get to help you with sounds? That's right, your sound map. Go ahead and get your sound map if you need it to write the word now. Is that what you wrote? If it is, pat yourself on the back. If not, fix it now. Now. All right, next one. Let's do the word how, just like we just wrote in our message, our ride along. How. How. Is that what you got? They almost look the same, right? The H lives in the attic. Good. All right. So now let's all write this letter together. I want you to put the B in front of ow. The B in front of ow, just like I did. Sound it out. What's the word? What word did we just build? Ow. Bow. Excellent. Nice job. Nice job. All right, let's do this one. We're going to change this one to the trickster. These last two are going to be our trickster patterns because we know that ow, the OW pattern, has 2 sounds, right? So you have O, ow, and you have O like snow. So the last 2 are going to be O like snow words. First one, I'm going to have you build. First one, can you build the word low? Low. It's a lifter. Low. What sound? What letter will you put there? Oh, that's right, like lion. All right, so now I want you to read this one. I want everybody to put this letter T down in front of O. And let's build it together. Are you ready? Let's build it. T-O. Put it together. T-O. Toe. Excellent. Not like the one on your foot. It's like if your car breaks down and you need a tow. Like a tow truck. All right. Good building, friends. Really good building. Okay. Erase your boards. Hide your tools. And I have a secret message for you. I'll get it started. You can wiggle around for a minute. All right, it's a long one. Let's see, how many messages do we have? Oh, I see one end mark. I see the question. And I see this guy. Remember, this guy is our little comma. He's like the hanging cookie, right? Hanging half a cookie. Just means that we're taking a break when we're reading, just a quick little pause, or it could also mean that we're making a list. Remember, we talked about that before when we were in the rainforest and we were talking about all the things we were seeing. They put a bunch of those little things called commas there to make a list. All right, so let's get going. First thing I'm going to do is our memory bank words. And I'm going to write them all, and then we'll put them on, then we'll talk about them together. All right, so we got some memory bank words here. Let's go through. What's this one? We. Good. What's this one? To. Good. Everybody knows this one. The. Good. This one from way back in the beginning. We. Good. Last one. Excellent. The. Super, super. All right, so now I'm going to put in our word patterns. Ooh, let's see. There are 3 word patterns. One of them's a trickster, though, because it breaks its rule. So let's see. Let's see if we can find those word patterns I put down. Good. You found the what sound? Ooh, excellent. Word pattern, ooh, like moon. You might have an idea of what we're going to write on that line since we're in space. And now we have this word pattern like pill, ill. Excellent. Everybody knows this one? E like bee, good. And this one's another trick. This one's the trickster down here. It has 2 sounds. Like E like bead and eh like bread. But this one is going to be a rule breaker. It's going to just be that when we add a sound to it, it's going to say That's it. All right, so let's do some word building here. Here we go. We're going to build this word with the ooh in the middle. First sound, last sound. You know, what is it? Good, moon. All right, so now we're going to go here to this word pattern, ill. We're going to put this sound in front of it. What's the word? Will. Good. We're going to come down here to this word pattern. What's that word pattern again? Good. E. Put this sound in front of it. Good. Now, this one, remember, here's the rule breaker. I'm going to give you this word. I told you when I put another sound in front of it, next to it, it's going to say So right now we have and then this team says, so put it together. Earth. What's the word? Earth. Exactly, right where we live. Okay, so we have 2 words left. First word I'm going to give you, it's our question word that asks when. When. And this one we can sound out together. Ready? I'm going to write it, and then we can sound it. First sound, G. This one says eh, eh. Remember, I'm pulling out the sides of my mouth. G. Et. Good. What's the word? Get. Nice. Let's read this message together. Here we go. When we get to the moon, take a breath, will we see the Earth? So I wonder if when Jack and Annie get to the moon, are they going to be able to see the Earth? Well, let's take a look at this picture. Let's take a look at this cover. What do you think? Can you answer that question just by looking at the cover? I think they will be able to see the earth. All right, so I'm going to erase my board. Make sure your tools are hidden or put away so that you can be a superstar listener. And I'm going to give you today's comprehension question, or the thing I want you to be thinking about to share with your family after we finish the story. I want you to be thinking about how Jack describes where the treehouse lands. So when we're reading today, I want you to be listening for that. What words? How does Jack explain what it looks like when the treehouse lands? Okay, so here we go. Our eighth Jack and Annie adventure, our ninth book. We are heading to the moon. Midnight on the Moon. Chapter 1 is called By Moonlight. Jack! Hey, Jack! Whispered a voice. Jack opened his eyes. He saw a figure in the moonlight. Wake up! Get dressed! It was his little sister, Annie. Jack turned on his lamp and rubbed his eyes. Annie was standing beside her bed. She wore jeans and a sweatshirt already, and it was dark. Let's go to the treehouse, she said. Oh, she's excited. Well, what time is it? Asked Jack, and he put on his glasses. Don't look at your clock, said Annie. Jack looked at his clock. Oh, man, he said. It's midnight. It's way too dark to look for the treehouse. No, it isn't. The moon makes everything bright enough to see, said Annie. No, wait till morning, said Jack. No, now, said Annie. We have to find the fourth M thing. I have a feeling that the full moon might help us. Oh, I don't think so, said Jack. I want to go to sleep. You can sleep when we get home, said Annie. You know, no time will have passed. Jack sighed. Oh, brother, he said, and got out of bed. Yay, whispered Annie. I'll meet you at the back door. And she tiptoed out of Jack's room. Jack yawned. Oh, he wasn't sure about this. He pulled on his sweatshirt and his jeans and his sneakers. He put his notebook and his pencil into his backpack, and then he crept down the stairs. Annie opened the back door, and quietly they stepped outside. Wait, said Jack. We need the flashlight. No, we don't. I told you, the moon's gonna light our way, said Annie, and she took off. Oh, Jack sighed, then followed her. Annie was right, thought Jack. The moon was so bright that he could see his shadow. Everything seemed to be washed in the color of silver. Soon they left their street, and Annie was way into Frog Creek Woods. It was much darker under the shadow of the trees. Jack looked up, searching for the treehouse. There, said Annie. The magic treehouse was shining in the moonlight. Annie grabbed the rope ladder and started climbing up. Carefully, go slowly, said Jack. He followed her up the ladder into the treehouse. Moonlight streamed through the windows. It shone on the letter M that shivered on the wooden floor. It shone the three things that rested on the M. The moonstone from the time of the ninjas, the mango from when they were in the Amazon, and the mammoth bone from when they visited the Ice Age. We just need one more thing, said Annie, to free Morgan from her spell. Squeak! Oh, Peanut, said Annie. In the dim light, Jack saw the tiny mouse, and she sat on an open book. You didn't expect to see us this late, did you, said Annie. She picked up Peanut, and Jack picked up the open book. So where are we going this time, Annie asked. Jack held the book up to the moonlight. Uh-oh, he said. I knew we should have brought the flashlight. I can't read a thing. He could make out diagrams and shadowy pictures, but he couldn't read a word. Look at the cover, said Annie. The letters were bigger on the cover. Jack squinted on them, and he could make them out. It's called Hello, Moon, he said. Wow, look at that picture. Annie gasped. We're gonna go to the moon! Of course not, said Jack. That's impossible. To get to the moon, we need tons of equipment. Why? Do you remember why? Do you remember when we were learning about all the training that the astronauts need to do? And all the things that they need to keep them safe while they're out of our atmosphere? There's no air on the moon. We wouldn't be able to breathe. Not only that, but we would boil to death during the day and freeze to death at night. Yikes, said Annie. So where do you think we're going to get to go? I don't know. Maybe the place that train astronauts, said Jack. Well, that sounds kind of cool, said Annie. Yeah, said Jack. He always wanted to meet astronauts and space scientists. So say the wish, said Annie. Jack opened the book again and pointed to the picture of a dome-shaped structure. So I want you to think of a ball that's been cut in half, and one half of it is a dome, almost like what would be inside of a rainbow. All right, close your eyes, everybody. Point to the picture. What do we say? I wish we could go there. The wind started to blow and the treehouse started to spin. It spun faster and faster. Then everything was silent. It's a little different this time. Absolutely silent. As quiet and still as silence could be. Chapter 2 is called Space Motel. Jack opened his eyes and looked out the window. The treehouse had landed in a large white room. Ooh, what was the question I wanted you to think about? What kind of training place is this? Asked Annie. I don't know, said Jack. The room was round. It didn't have any windows. It had white floors and curved walls that were lit by bright lights. Hello, Annie called. There was no answer. Where are all the astronauts and space scientists? Jack wondered. There's nobody here, said Annie. How do you know? Said Jack. I just feel it, said Annie. We better find out where we are, said Jack. He looked at the page in the moon book. He read the words below the picture of the dome. A moon base was built on the moon in the year 2031. The top of the dome slides open to let spacecrafts enter and leave. So when they enter, they come in, and when they leave, they go out. Oh, man, Jack whispered. What's wrong? Said Annie. Jack's heart pounded with excitement. He could hardly speak. I think we've landed in a moon base, he said. So? Said Annie. So the moon base is on the moon, said Jack. Annie's eyes got wide. We're on the moon? She said. Jack nodded. The book said the moon base was built in the year 2031. Let's think about when we do calendar together. What year are we? 2020. Is 31 bigger than 20? Yeah, so this book was written before the year we're in right now, right? This book said the moon base is built in 2031, he said. So this book was written after that, which means this book is from not the past, but the future. That's right. Oh, wow, said Annie. Morgan must have gone forward in time to borrow this book from the future library. Right, said Jack. And now we're in the future on the moon. Squeak, squeak. Jack and Annie looked at Peanut. The mouse was running around in circles. Poor Peanut, said Annie. She tried to pick the mouse up, but Peanut hid behind the mango on the letter M. Maybe she's nervous about being on the moon, said Annie. She's not the only one, said Jack. He let out a deep breath and then pushed his glasses into place. So what's a moon base? Said Annie. Jack looked at the book and kept reading. When scientists visit the moon for short periods, they eat and sleep in the moon base. Oh, so it's kind of like a space motel, said Annie. I guess, said Jack, and he kept reading. The small base has a landing chamber. So here's the little diagram. And this is the landing chamber, this big round room. And a room for storing spacesuits. That's what this room is right here, the spacesuit room. Oh, what else are we looking at? The air temperatures control make breathing possible. Oh, so that's why we can breathe while we're in here, said Jack. Let's go exploring, said Annie. We have to find the fourth M thing for Morgan. No, first we need to study this map, said Jack, and he pulled out his notebook. You study it, said Annie. Jack copied the map and drew the treehouse right inside. Okay, he said, and pointed to the X in his drawing. We're here. Jack looked up. and Annie was gone. "Oh, brother," said Jack. As usual, she left without him. Before he could even make a plan, Jack put the moon book and the pencil into his backpack, carrying his notebook, and started out the window. Squeak, squeak! Jack looked back at Peanut. The mouse was running back and forth on the letter M. "Stay here and be safe," said Jack. "We'll be back soon." Jack swung himself over the windowsill. His feet touched the floor of the landing chamber. "Annie!" he called. There was no answer. Jack looked at the diagram. It showed only one way to go. Jack walked along the curved white walls to the stairs. He climbed the steps to the hallway. "Jack, hurry!" Annie was at the end of the hallway, standing in the airlock. She peeked out the window of a giant door. Jack hurried towards her. Annie stepped aside so he could look out the window too. "Oh, man," said Jack. What he saw, he couldn't believe. It took his breath away. He stared at the rocky gray land. The land was filled with giant craters and tall mountains. The sun was shining, but the sky was black. "Say hi to the moon," Annie said softly. And that's the end of chapter 2. All right, so remember, you're going to go and share with somebody in your family, how did Jack describe landing in the moon base? Think about all the things that he told you, how it looked. What words did he use to describe? What color did he see the most of when they landed? All right, my friends, we'll see you tomorrow. Remember, no writing today. You're just going to remember what we read, and you're going to write about it tomorrow. All right, go and have a super day, and I will see you soon. Lots of love. I'm so glad we're back learning together. Love you lots, everybody. Bye-bye.